Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another exciting day in mathematics. Woo-hoo. How's everybody doing? Good? All right, guys. Well, today's warm up 124, and reads graph the circle x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y plus 9 equals 0. Number 2, compute the sum, difference, product, and quotient x minus 3 and x minus 3. Number 3, factor by grouping 2x squared plus 10x plus 12. And number 4, graph f of x equals x cubed, and then graph the transformation given by g of x, which is g of x equals f of x plus 3, close parentheses, minus 2. Now, two of those are new. The other ones are just review. Check your notes. But let's continue. Now, last week we covered all the properties already. I left you home play page 790. So this is your code. Nearpod code is ZTKHF. ZTKHF. Nearpod code. So like that, once you log in, turn in your home play that you did over the weekend, and also send me pictures of your notes for each of the slides that has the toolbar at the bottom. Just make sure you lock it. Take a picture of that slide. However, I want to see how you did with your properties, and your practice. So the next slide that you're going to see is quizzes.com. Let's go. So I'm going to see how you are in regards to understanding all the properties. It's a quick game, and like you guys know, it's a little bit of a quizzes, and it's a quick pop party. See how you do with that. So for those of you that forgot, just go to quizizz.com. It's going to look something like this. Then from there, you're going to go to join game at the top right. Click on that. It's going to ask you for a code. So the code is this one, 992530. And once you enter the code, make sure, remember, when you log in, put your period number. Start with that number if you're in my period 2. So you're going to put 2, your first name, and your last initial. All right. And for those of you that are not in my class, that's fine. You can join and see how you do with your properties and logs. All right. Anyways, so from there, our objective for today, I can simplify logarithmic functions. And once again, just to re-emphasize, we're still on log functions. And by now you should know how to fill in your Furrier model by yourself without looking at your notes. In the Nearpod, you're going to see there's a slide there that you need to fill that in. So do that by yourself. From there, we went to a review of logarithms, and I gave you guys this is what I call the anatomy of what it looks like and what each piece is. That's why we know that this side is always the exponent, b is the base, and a is a given number. And then we agreed that it was the inverse of an exponential or vice versa. From there, we got into definitions, and we said these are the 3 definitions that we were going with. We applied it to numbers, and we found that it gave us these responses. So from there, we went into product property of logs, and we know that when they're multiplying, that means that we add log one of the logs with the other log, and vice versa. We did some of those problems. We saw an example of it. From there, we went to quotient property. So we said if multiplication gives us addition, that means division gives us subtraction. That is correct. And then we did one of those review, because we had another lesson where you did a couple practices on that. And from there, we got to the new property, which was power property of logs. So what did we learn? Well, that the exponent on the given number becomes a factor, and it goes in the front of the entire log. So we did this, and this example. From there, we got to another one. There it is. From there, we went to change of base property. And what is that implying? That when they have totally different base and given number that cannot be written in the same base, then we write it as a division of logs. So from there, we did this one, and then from there we went into a review to make sure that we understood that we got all the definitions down, the properties such as product property, quotient property, power property, and change of base property. So this was all a review. From there, I gave you guys the problem that was going to combine some of these from definitions to properties, or maybe 2 different properties in one. So we did example 5q, and then we did example 5 mega q, And then we went to 5 super duper Q, and the work is right here. There it is. And if you guys notice, everything's fairly simple. It was just a matter of trying to match what we saw with definitions to see if it worked. And from there, we went to our last example, which was here. All right. So once again, I included all these slides. Most of the slides have should I say, the second half of example 5. Most of those example 5 slides have a lock your toolbar. You need to take a picture of the example and send it in. And for those of you that are still having issues with Nearpod, just take a picture of your whole notes. If it's 2 to 3 different pictures, take pictures of that and email me. And I've been getting some emails. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to be responding as soon as I get through some response to parents, because parents also have been emailing me. So aside from that, hopefully that's going to help. And once again, before you get to the quizzes, remember, do a quick review of your notes, of the practice, and then go into the quizzes so you can get a higher percentage. All right. All right, guys. Now, this week I am aware that there's AP testing going on. So for the rest of the week, I want you to just work on submitting your work. On Thursday, I'm not going to upload any lesson this week anymore. I'm going to give you the rest of the week for those of you that need to be caught up with your work. Use that time to catch up. And then the following week, we're going to get started with some trig. Let's go. All right, guys. So pretty much for logs, I think that's about it. We're pretty solid. And if you're still having doubts in regards to your logs, just go back and get started with the first lesson on logs, and then continue on with properties, and then from there just build up to where we're at now. Okay. So aside from that, for those of you that are going to be testing all week, if you are already in the middle of it, stay focused. Try not to get distracted, and just focus and do what you need to do. Do your best. For those of you that are about to take it these next coming days, just do your best. You guys got this. Just relax and stay focused on whatever they're asking you for. Okay. Remember, we're in adjusting times. Take this time to look at it as a challenge and continue becoming better. All right. Continue to grow. All right, guys. So. Like I said before, if you're not moving forward, then you're already behind. Bam, 23 from the corner. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys next week. We'll get started with a trig, and those of you that need to catch up or act like tomatoes, make sure you are working on that throughout the week. Oh, also, once again, if you are still having doubts about Nearpod, or you're having issues with your mobile device and sending me stuff on Nearpod, just take pictures of everything and start sending me pictures via email, or some of you created a Google folder on Google Slides, and you can share it with me on Drive, like Lily. Thank you, Lily, for doing that, and someone else, I don't remember who it was, but you've been sending me stuff on that folder. That works. All right. So with that said, love you guys. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you on our next session. All right. Peace.